Hello and welcome back to more Famicom Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands Behind, where last time we looked further into The Girl Who Stands Behind. Yeah, that's what we did. And today we're going to be doing more of the same. We're headed down to the police department because we found out that apparently the case that Utsuki is working on is also intrinsically linked to the case that we're working on. Ooh, so we're here to find out a little bit more about that. It's late, but the police department is still bustling with people working away. Hello there. Good evening. Hey kid, you can't just hang out here. What brings you in? You don't recognize me as the ultimate detective, Trevor Magic? Well, how could you possibly not? I'm an ace detective now. Let's chat. Excuse me. So what brings you in today? That name will never not be dumb. And I gave it to myself. But oh, you're yes, Detective Utsuki told us. You hear about the Genjiro Kaneda case, right? I'll let the lead investigator know you're here. Please wait. Okay. Hey there, sorry to make you wait. Oh, so you're the assistant from Detective Utsuki's place. I'm Maruyama from Investigation Division 1. Excuse me, nice to meet you. Thanks for speaking with me. That name is so dumb. If I remember correctly, you were at the scene when Yoko Kojima's body was discovered as well. Alright, enough chit-chat, let's get down to business. To defeat the Huns? Hello, there you go. Thank you. Talk, think. Should we think or should we I feel like we should talk first. Oh, there we go. So you want to hear more about Genjiro Kaneda's murder case. I'll tell you everything we got so far. Thank you so much. Okay, so I guess this time we're gonna go one by one, which I guess it works better because you know, I don't have to do the thing where you have to guess which one's correct to actually ask. Soon after Genjiro Kaneda moved here in February 15 years ago, he opened up a bar. Later that same year, on November 10th around 9 p.m., he was murdered in his home. Oh, okay, never mind. We do have choices now. That fastest reverse card in history. Genjiro was stabbed multiple times with a sharp weapon, causing him to bleed to death. Based on the way he was killed, we concluded that the killer was someone who strongly resented Genjiro. Okay. The bar wasn't part of the crime scene because I skipped past something. Genjiro was killed in his home, which is in a different location. Oh, sorry, not did I say resembled? I meant to say resented. Not sorry. If I said resembled, I meant to say resented. Which is in a different location. Ask more about him, perhaps. Do you know of anything Genjiro Kaneda might have done to make someone resent him? Genjiro Kaneda posed as a barkeep by day, but was a ruthless scoundrel by night. He would lend money to people, then charge them a horrible interest rate when he collected. On top of that, he was a fraudster. Many fell victim to his cunning schemes. Anything else that I need to know? But if there were so many victims, why didn't the police investigate him? Well, he covered his tracks. We didn't have much to go off until people spoke up. And just as enough victims came forward and we started building a case, he was murdered. So Genjiro Kaneda was not well liked, to put it mildly. Exactly. We had a long list of potential suspects who had enough motive to kill him. And to top it all off, to this day we have yet to find the murder weapon. Really? Okay. After 15 years, there's a mysterious part of the mystery that's still left unresolved. Anyway, okay. I guess we have to I'm just gonna keep asking until something happens. Genjiro had a son, Goro, who was 16 years old at the time. Okay. Yeah, see, I know I keep saying it, but this dialogue system just shows its age so badly with, like, you have to keep asking the same thing over and over again until eventually you get new information. When his father passed, Goro inherited a fortune. To this day, he lives off that money without having to work. Even before the incident, Goro didn't go to school. He just fooled around and visited Genjiro's bar. Goro is 31 years old now, and he's probably still living like a king. What a life. And we have to ask more about him? Or maybe we have to ask about the bar because he said that he went to the bar. Back then, Genjiro's bar was a hangout spot for the town's delinquents and hoodlums. A group of girls got to know Goro at the bar and later on began hanging out at his house. Most of those girls were students at Ushimitsu High School. And thus we found our link. One of the girls who was particularly close to Goro Kaneda was a student at Ushimitsu High School. It seems that she often invited her friends to go over there after school. Okay, well I guess we're gonna keep pressing that issue. On the night of the murder, 3 girls had made plans to go out with Goro and were waiting in front of his place. But Goro never showed up. 2 of the girls got tired of waiting and left. But 1 stayed behind, saying she'd hang around a little bit longer. And that was Shinobu Asakawa? Correct. The girls left right before 9 p.m., leaving Shinobu Asakawa alone when the crime was committed. And thus we have found our link to our case. That night she mysteriously disappeared. Was she somehow linked to the murder? Well, I mean, we already knew that she had to have been. After what you just told me, after that story, I don't know how you two haven't linked the cases together sooner, like prior to this point. We have no clues as to where she may have gone. Honestly, my gut tells me Shinobu Asakawa is dead. Why? Forensics found some type AB blood about 10 meters from the house, which matches Shinobu Asakawa's blood type. How are you doing so far? Are you keeping up? Why don't you take some time to gather your thoughts? Is that my cue to press the think button? Go to the thinking chair? Okay, here's what I got so far. Please let me know if I'm off base. Instruction. In the following text, please enter the name of the person who fits in the... Oh. We have to do this again? Okay, please choose a name that you think is correct using the stick. Okay, never mind. I thought we were gonna have to type stuff in like we did in the first game, but nope, we're gonna have to choose some choices. The night of the crime, Genjiro and Shinobu Asakawa were present at the Kaneda residence. She was waiting alone for Goro to return. She was waiting alone for Goro Kaneda to return. Correct. That's when the murderer came and stabbed Genjiro with a sharp weapon. Exactly. Hearing something, Shinobu was the one who would have rushed to the scene because she was the one who stayed behind. Hearing something, Shinobu Asakawa rushed to the scene. You got it. Genjiro Kaneda was lying there, unconscious and bleeding at the feet of the killer. When the killer saw her face, she tried to run, but Shinobu was caught and abducted. Then, Shinobu would have been the one again who was either injured or killed. Or she was murdered, yeah. Great job, Detective Magic. See, that sounds normal, but when you combine... Either one sounds normal, but when you combine the two into one name, oh boy, it sounds real dumb. Your theory matches exactly what police thought at the time. I'm impressed. However, back then we had one more theory regarding Shinobu Asakawa, and that's that she was possessed by a ghost. Ooh. Another theory? That's just it. I didn't want to think again. No. Don't make me run through that. Okay, good. I thought I was gonna have to run through it all again because I hit the wrong button, but thankfully no. What's your theory? What could it be? That Shinobu Asakawa was the killer. See, she disappeared from the crime scene right after the murder. With this in mind, along with Asakawa still being a minor, we directed the media not to publish her name. And at the school's request, we took extra care in gathering information. If there was a kid like you back then, it might have helped us a bunch. Because if there was someone around who had a brain, we might have solved the case by now. But sadly, no one with a brain existed back then. Because of the sensitivity of the case, only those who were directly involved know details. I assume that's how most cases work. That said, there were many rumors floating around. But my gut says that Asakawa was murdered by the killer. As one would assume. But, you know, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Soon after the murder, Goro returned home to find Genjiro's body, quickly reported to the police. Is there anything else? Goro Kaneda returned home right after the murder. On his way there, he was passed by a car. A car? And you didn't think to mention this the first time around? It was an ordinary black car. He didn't get a good look at the make or license plate number. Understandable, he didn't know what had happened yet, but there's a good chance that the car was used in the crimes. There were tire marks near the crime scene, and they would have needed a car to abduct Asakawa. I see. By the way, I heard that the suspect in the case committed suicide. Oh, you're well informed. Yes, right after the incident. A man named Teruhiku Uchida committed suicide. Teruhiku Uchida. Can we learn any more about him? Teruhiku Uchida ran a small factory in town, but he lost it after falling victim to Genjiro's fraud. Teruhiku seemed to be an upstanding man, but some say he was a little too nice for his own good. He generously went out of his way to help Genjiro, who had just moved to town. Then his generosity backfired. So Teruhiku Uchida had a strong motive. We were going to speak to Teruhiku as a person of interest, but he had gone missing just a few hours before the crime. We tried to track his movements, but it was too late. A few days later, Teruhiku Uchida's body was found. It's possible that he might have killed Genjiro, then himself, but we don't have any proof. Plus, there were other suspects to consider. The problem was they all had strong alibis. And now, this year, the case is reaching its statute of limitations. So that's the general summary of the Genjiro Kaneda murder case. And is that our cue to think again? I generally understand the incident that Shinobu Asakawa was implicated in. I should get back to the office to process everything. What's wrong? You seem lost in thought all of a sudden. Wait a minute, aren't you looking into that Yoko Kojima case, the girl that was murdered the other day? Do you think there's some connection between that case and obviously there would be. Because they both involve the rumor of the girl who stands behind. You really think that there's no... Oh, yeah. Yoko Kojima is looking into a rumor at Ushimitsu High School. It's about the girl who stands behind a ghost. There's a chance the rumor came about after Shinobu Asakawa's disappearance. A ghost? That's quite interesting. I'd love to hear about that too. But sadly, we don't have much time. Maybe next time. Okay, well, let's head back. That's not going to be the end of the chapter, is it? I'll head out now. Thank you very much for your help. Sure, get back safe. Say hi to Detective Utsuki for me. I'm guessing that's not going to be the end of the chapter. Because that would be an insanely short chapter if it was. I'm back, and I'm feeling groovy. Oh, Detective Utsuki isn't around. He seems to have gone out. Okay, so where do you do? Can we do it? Is it possible for us to speculate without another character in the room? I don't know. That seems pretty risky. Let's give it a shot. We're trying. Shinobu Asakawa seems to have been implicated in the Kaneda case. The theory that Shinobu was murdered likely led to the rumor about the girl who stands behind. If 15 years later, Kaneda's killer and Shinobu's whereabouts are both still shrouded in a mystery. Teruhiko Uchida, who is the strong suspect for the case, committed suicide. Was he the killer after all? And now is the time for us to think. Wait a second. While Yoko was looking into the room about the girl who stands behind, she might have come across the Kaneda case. And as she continued to investigate, it's possible she found key information about the killer. And if the true identity of the killer ended up being someone other than Uchida, did the killer also? It took you this long to come to that conclusion? Wasn't that like the first thing we said when we found out about the fact that the rumor was based on a real incident? We're like, oh, so then in that case, it's got to be whoever the killer was found out that she was investigating. It's like, oh, that's not allowed. We need to have you not exist anymore. Like, that's the first thing we said. But to prove this theory, I need to confirm that Yoko knew about the Kaneda case. Which shouldn't be that hard to pull off. School's about to get out. I guess I'll go speak to more people. I guess I'll go ask more people about the case. I might be able to find a clue that tells me whether Yoko knew about the Kaneda case or not. Okay, well, looks like we're headed to school. All right, let's see. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to get confirmation that Yoko actually... What? That's it?! These chapters are way shorter than they used to be. Also, this chapter title is The Girl Who Stands Behind. Apparently for chapter 4. So the YouTube title for the next video is going to be Famicom Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands Behind, Episode 4, The Girl Who Stands Behind, Chapter 4. Oh boy, howdy. Alright, well, also, what are you... I cannot wait to find out what the hell kind of tennis they're playing over there. But I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow, so that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching this incredibly short episode. I'll stay tuned for next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Famicom Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands Behind. Goodbye!